listening to a word you say. Everybody's talking, nobody's listening. Welcome to the Meeting Underground, Season 3, Episode 6. Today's episode is entitled The Evolution of Talking. We're going to look at the background, the development of the song Just Keep Talking. We hope you enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in. As far as developing a song, the song Just Keep Talking had a different background, had a different development than most anything I've put out recently at all. It goes back to a period of time over 15, 18 years ago, something like that. I lose track. But it goes back to a time when I was working with Fruity Loops, as it's a sequencing program that is really, really cool. And I was using that for a lot of song work. And I developed a lot of the early stuff that we put out on the tracks that Wayne Neuendorf, my friend Wayne, produced. A lot of it was built on digital tracks that developed into songs with multiple layers on it. Well, in that period of time, I had put together a little sequence of a rhythm sequence that I didn't want to discard it, so I kept it. I labeled it Boards with a Z. It has nothing to do with the song, the track. It just simply what it reminded me of, someone pounding on boards. And so I put that on a reference CD, put it away in storage, and forgot about it. Recently I was going through the old storage of these tracks and old reel-to-reel stuff that I had done. I was going through it, and I found this thing named Boards, and I'm going, I remember that. And I played it, and I went, wow, I actually really like it. I could see why I saved it. So what I did is I pulled it out, I put it into my queue of things to work on. When I put it into my Reaper digital audio workstation, which is what I use, Reaper, I put it in there and I started listening to it, and I thought, okay, so I started working on it. But the original segment of this track, that intrigued me and caused me to keep it, is what I'm going to show you right now. And this is what it sounds like. Banging on boards to me. I don't know, but there's this little change in here. Well, that's basically it, and it repeats itself, and that was what interested me in it. So that's step one. Then I added a shaker to it. I added some other stuff to it. I thought about it for a while, working on it. I thought, what can I do with this? And then during the first day of messing with that, I thought, I don't know what I had set up my keyboard, and I had set up the idea of working on some other stuff with it. And I don't know what struck me, but I began playing without the track a slowed orchestral piece around the theme of that. And what it ended up being was this kind of interesting orchestral thing, a different piece as a movement within this idea. And I developed that. And this is what that sounded like. I'll show you right here. I had no idea where this was going, but this is what I did. So it's this pan flute. And anyway, so I had done that. So now I had a bunch of pieces of something, and I had went back to the original idea of it. A lot of times when I'm working on a song, I will, like I've told you in other episodes, my work process is that sometimes I'll put a gibberish line. I'll take the framework of a song, listen to it, set it aside, but with an idea of a gibberish kind of mumblings, because I didn't have any idea what the song would be about. So I thought, well, okay, and I kind of got stuck there. But at the end of this particular segment of working, I thought, well, I'll just put down a gibberish track, and then I'll be able to take it, go off and do my business, go be about my day, and listen to it, and I'll figure out what to, maybe I could place, what verbally I would use in the song, what the song's about, what the theme's about. Still had no idea what the song's about. But anyway, so this is what I did. I developed this gibberish, and the funny thing was, the funny thing about it was, I listened to it and I started thinking, oh, maybe I better do a second one. And so I did a second one. And as I was listening to the two of those together, I thought, what if the song just simply had a bunch of gibberish, nonsensical sort of rapping going on? And I thought, well, that would be a different idea, completely different. So I thought of that, and I put down the tracks, and so I spent quite a bit of time syncing these two gibberish tracks together to the structure of the song, and then what it came up with was this. It goes like this. So this is, it's pretty funny. It's just gibberish. You say that, and believe me, I worked on that for a long time. And what I ended up with is you put it in with the song, and you have something like that sounds something like this. It's really funny. But after that day of work was done, and when I went back to do it the next day, I thought, there's no way. This is not enough to make a song. So what I did was, I said, okay, I will set that aside, and I will think of, or maybe use it as a background, and then I'll find a simple melody vocal line that will kind of hold it all together. And this is how it happened. I'm going to walk my dog in the morning. I go out, put him on the leash. I'm standing there waiting for him. All of a sudden, I just started thinking, everybody's talking. And I went, whoa, everybody's talking. Everybody's, nobody's listening. And I thought about all that, and I went, whoa. And so as I'm walking my dog, I'm making mental notes, and I'm boom, 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 thinking about all this stuff. I came back, pulled out a notepad, and spent a few hours. And I spent time just working out a lyric to it that is very, very, very simple, and that would pull it all together. So the final version of Just Keep Talking, even then, then I realized, okay, this is about talking, and then it's funny because the gibberish is all about nonsensical talking. And so I thought, this is really something to it. Again, that thing of the muse, when you find this connection with what's going on, it's amazing. And that's what it was to me. And then I worked on the video, and the video itself has a bunch of interesting things. First of all, I was trying to find a way to visual reference point to make a video out of it, and I went through all kinds of video and footage of people talking and yelling and arguing, and none of it really looked any good. And so then I was going, okay, forget my thinking about it. I'm going to go more from the intuitive side of it. So I went into my source of video, which I have a subscription to, They aren't my doctors. That I can go to and I can use a bunch of different samples of video and all that. Well, when I went to it, I started looking. Okay, I just want something very simple, and I thought about what if it's just like these speakers that are booming, and I think I remember seeing them before. Things that are like that, so it's just like this image of this. And I found a bunch of them, and I thought, wow, that's really good. And it wasn't even until I was done that I realized that even the talking of this is that they're called speakers. Which, that's what I love about the muse, I love about the inspiration. But what we ended up with is the video that we've just been circulating and promoting and pushing here for the last period of time here. And it's called Just Keep Talking. Thank you for being supportive of our shows. You can find us at Facebook at Stage Coup Records. That's where you'll find the Meeting Underground. You can find it on YouTube at Stage Coup Records also. But we appreciate you. We thank you for supporting us. We ask you to subscribe and ask you also to share this stuff if it means something to you. So here's the video. Until next time, thanks. Everybody's talking, just keep talking, never stop talking, got so much to say. Just keep talking, must keep talking, can't stop talking, got so much to say. Everybody's talking, just keep talking, never stop talking. Every day, nobody's listening, everybody's talking, nobody's listening to a word you say. Everybody's talking, nobody's listening, nobody hears you when you've got so much to say. I keep talking, you keep talking, every day. Everybody's talking, nobody's listening, can't stop talking, they don't hear what you say. Nobody's listening, everybody's talking, nobody hears you when you've got so much to say. Hey, I'm talking here. Listen up. Everybody's talking, they just keep talking, never stop talking, each and every day. Just keep talking, must keep talking, can't stop talking, got so much to say. Nobody's listening, everybody's talking, nobody's listening to the word you say. Everybody's talking, nobody's listening, nobody hears